And Alex, this continues. And then over the weekend, we also had a cybersecurity review that basically said that companies with data on more than 100 million users would have to seek approval before listing in foreign countries. What is going on with tech in China right now?
We saw some legislation introduced in the US last year, which essentially gave regulators greater authority to carry out effective audits of Chinese companies. This is ultimately the fallout of a whole slew of companies that went public in the US from China over the past 4 or 5 years, many of whom it seemed ultimately didn't really have the businesses underpinning what they were telling the public market. So the US has claimed more powers. There seems to be a fear in China that those powers could be exploited to determine information about China itself they wouldn't otherwise want to disclose. So with Didi, who is taking rides with Didi from big Chinese government authorities, for instance, that could give them insight. So there seems to be a paranoia in China. We're not entirely sure what's driving it. A paranoia that the new rules in the US could exert great control and glean insights from some of these massive Chinese tech giants.
Alex, just a very quick follow-up. Where is the value in a company like Didi if it's being excluded from these sites, can't get its apps up and running? What is the business looking like post this?
Well, as far as we know, the main app, the actual ride-hailing app, is still can be used. It's some of the peripheral apps that have been taken down. I think the real question from China is, does it still want to retain access to US capital markets? And those inflows of capital from the US into China, is it closing that spigot? And what ramifications does that have for Chinese tech growth? Seems to be perhaps some question marks over the future of that.